everyone, this is Blackjack UK, or John to give him a real name, here doing a video response to Professor Moriarty X and Timey to Wimey, or the Time Lord, on the Why It Sucks to Be a UK Fan. If you like Transformers, courtesy of Hasbro. Now, we did get the Prime line, Wave 1 at least, 2 weeks before the Americans, and probably other countries, I'm not sure about that. But I think personally we were just a test run to see if the line would take. And because, well, distribution of the figures was absolutely terrible. The only place that seemed to stock them, at least initially, was Argos. And they never got a full case in their stores at all. My Argos only got one figure in the first week they came out, and it was Cliff Jumper, and I was after Wheeljack. And Cliff Jumper was one of the higher packed figures, along with Bumblebee and Wheeljack, and someone else maybe, I can't remember, was short packed. And for weeks and weeks and weeks, my Argos only ever had the one figure in, and I knew who it was. And that really sucks. That's poor distribution. I can't say the fucking word because I'm that pissed off. But that's just one case of supposed limited exclusivity that we get. Yeah, we did have the Wind Charger nonsense, but a few months down the line that ended up in cheap bargain shops in the States anyway, so you didn't lose out at all. We never ever got the Scouts Rumble and Frenzy, and neither did the States as well, so we're kind of sharing that pain there. But I did manage to get the Takara versions from Kapow Toys, which is a marvellous site. If you haven't been there, do go there, because chances are if you're wanting a figure, you're not going to get it in the UK. In a normal brick and mortar store, you'll get it there. Unless, of course, you want a single figure from the Fall of Cybertron Wave 1 and Wave 2, because they are not allowed to stock them. Because Hasbro has decided, or at least negotiated a deal with a retailer who we think is Toys R Us, who are hoping it's Toys R Us and we're hoping it's not Argos, or it'll be the same clusterfuck that it was with the Prime series, for exclusivity rights. So that means, well, Kapow can get in US stock initially. Once that's gone, it's gone. They can't restock the figures like Shockwave that people are wanting, who are not willing to pay £30 upwards scalper prices on eBay and other sites. That means they can't get in the stock from the UK, which again means Hasbro's losing money because they're not taking the money from Kapow and other retailers for that matter. Say like your big supermarkets and your other toy stores like Smith's, as well as some other independents I would imagine would pick it up. So you're pretty much screwed until we find out for sure if it is Toys R Us that's getting these figures, or it's someone else. And if it is somebody like Smith's, then yes, I'm lucky in a sense, because there is now a Smith's near the Toys R Us where I can go to in Edinburgh to have a look. But I can't get up there all the time, and petrol costs or bus costs, because I'll probably bus it because I'm a terrible driver. Or at least I think I am, and I'm terrified of trying to hit the city. But that's another story for another day. Means that I can't go in there every day like I can in say the Tesco and Asda here that we have that'll stock the figures. Although it seems the Tesco and Asda here don't have anything beyond Wave 2. And that includes the Legion figures as well as the Commander figures. And I had to get Professor Moriarty to source this for me, because the Tesco here wasn't getting it because of the Hasbro's poor distribution. And of course, Sod's Law states that, you know, when I went in the next again day or the next week, there was an Ultra Magnus there. But never mind. But I would rather I found someone who can source it for me, because there's no guarantee my local Tesco would have got it. And it really just sucks that we're not getting half the figures that the States is getting. Now, it's not to brag against the States or knock anyone in America, because this is not what this video is. It's just Hasbro US, I suppose, or Hasbro International, or whatever their big parent company is. They need to distribute the figures quicker, evenly. Maybe look at their case revisions and see, oh, this figure, this guy here, he's selling more than this figure in the cases. These seem to be shelf warming. Why don't we put more of him in, or more of her in? and revise the cases. Or even better yet for us in UK, reopen your Hasbro UK shop and have the rare figures there, or the shop part figures there. So us collectors can get them, even though we don't make make most of your money. I'm sure we'll make a fair chunk of it. I've heard 10 to 30%, but whatever the case is, even 10%, that's still a fair bit of cash, considering you're spending on the figures between 10 and 15 if you're just going Legion Commander Deluxe, and even more if you're going for the playsets, or you're going for the Voyager figures, or Powerizers, or whatever you're calling them these days. So you should really be looking at that and saying, look, here's a new avenue for a revenue, or a re-avenue for a revenue. So, I mean, come on Hasbro, seriously, do you not want our money? But the good thing is, I suppose it gives a little independent retailers like Kapow Toys, gives them a little bit of cash, because I went and pre-ordered the Voyager version of the Sky on their website, because I hear we're not going to get the Voyager line that Ultra Magnus is in along with the other 3 figures, which again is very frustrating, because well, I don't mind giving Kapow my money, and I've offset the cost by selling some stuff on eBay. Normally I could get this figure in a shop for £20, whereas it's going to cost me 30, 35 including the P&P costs ordering it online. But however, because it's a figure I'm really wanting, I'm not grudging it too much, but in general I do grudge it, because that's like a saving of £15 I could be using on other things. And the other annoying thing is, I've just read on the TFW, I read recently, that Toys R Us doesn't seem to be stocking the Hasbro MP10 Prime. So again, that's probably down to Hasbro's distribution nonsense, or maybe it's not. Maybe Toys R Us just don't want to stock it. But it's very annoying, because the only option that leaves me now is to get it imported from eBay, or if I save up more money and get the Takara version from the Kapow Toys website. Now I did get some money for Christmas, but it's £200 for the Takara version, and I can't afford that, whereas I could afford the £100 Hasbro version. But if Toys R Us aren't going to stock it, then that's me going to be screwed pretty much. So it's very annoying being a UK fan of Hasbro products when you want to give them your money, you want these figures, but they just don't seem to want to distribute them. Or if they do, they end up in cheap shops 2 years down the line. But they're not the only company that's slack in the UK for just reviewing figures. Take this guy here. Now you won't have seen him in UK. He was a US only. This is one of the chase figures from the Power Rangers, I want to say Samurai maybe World Force set. Now this is the Green Ranger obviously, but he was never released in UK. He was never released in the box sets, or the case sets, or the wave sets, whatever you want to call them. I only found out about this figure and a couple of others just by trolling eBay one day and sheer boredom. And it was really annoying, because this would be a figure I would have certainly snapped up off the shelf, no questions asked. And the same goes for the 2010 MMPR range. It's now only just come into stores, Tesco exclusive, again another exclusive, so that can cause problems for people who don't have a Tesco's nearby, and they're going to have to end up paying the scalper prices for the figures that go on eBay. And the figures themselves, we don't know if we're going to get more revisions of the figures, because at the moment there's a lot of people looking for the female Power Ranger figures, and at the moment all that's came out is the male figures. So it's very frustrating if you're a collector of certain things, and not just Transformers but in a whole. If you live in the UK and you're going to have to end up paying import prices, and sometimes if you're buying overseas you're going to get slammed with import tax, and then Parcel Force's mysterious handling fee, which adds another 10 to 20 quid in it for some reason. I don't know why I got stung on that when I got the SDCC Lino last year, which still pisses me off. That was a tenner extra on top of the 30 plus the shipping I paid for them. And it just really sucks to be a UK fan. Okay, I'd like to say again, I'm not ranting on anyone in America. Please don't take offence, because I do have a lot of people I speak to in America. I do have a lot of YouTube followers and a lot of Twitter people I speak to, especially Brent, Ultra Maximus on YouTube. I just generally, it's not having a go at you guys, it's really just Hasbro that's pretty much taking the piss. I don't know if maybe there's some political nonsense going on behind the scenes that maybe they don't want to spend the money to bring the figures here or not, but honestly, it's not rant on you guys that live there. Please don't take it that way. This is more rant about Hasbro than anything else. Oh God, this is going to take a fucking age to convert and then edit. I don't think I'm going to bother editing it. I'm just going to put it up as is. Whew. If you managed to listen to this, thank you. Goodbye.